Hello, I'm Colin Sullivan.
And I'm Lindsay Mills.
And this is Almost Live, a weekly show designed to give you the who's who and what's what of Telluride and Mountain Village.
On this week's episode, we'll welcome a few special guests, including Stanya Garayas and Jonathan Taylor from Telluride Theater's Holiday Cabaret Show, and Denise Mongan from Club Red.
Our wine geek food freak is going to be cooking up a lovely homemade tomato sauce along with a zucchini parmesan, and then we're going to see some new episodes of Yoga with Barbara, Fuel Up, and Device Advice from the Wilkinson Public Library.
You'll enjoy a few local promos, find out what's happening in the music and entertainment scene with the Warren Commission, and then we'll check out Free Enterprise with Zoe Donnell. But now, over to Colin and Catherine for this week's Warren Commission.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. And here we are with the illustrious, the holiday ready, Catherine
So
Warren.
ready for the holidays.
It's the Warren Commission, everybody. Let's find out what's going on.
Oh man, there's so much going on. We're definitely easing into the holiday busyness. The kids are out of school starting on Friday, and the tourists get here this weekend.
Don't drive, kids. Don't drive if you don't have to.
No, but everything kicks off on Thursday night with the holiday edition of Telluride Arts Art Walk. They've pushed it up a few weeks this month, excuse me. It's usually the first Thursday. This time it's a few Thursdays into the month, but that is on Thursday the 18th from 5 to 8 p.m. at galleries throughout the town of Telluride. So go check out the new art exhibits, get some wine and cheese, say hi to your local galleries. It's a really fun community event.
And if you need last-minute Christmas gifts, there's a lot of art to be had around
absolutely. On Friday is opening night of a really exciting production.
What would that be,
From
Catherine?
Telluride Theater. It's the Holiday Cabaret.
That's right. Elf Christmas Party, everybody. Come on. It doesn't get better than that.
So that's at the Sheridan Opera House. It's Friday through Monday at 7 p.m. And then you guys wrap up. It's not like I need to tell you. They wrap up on Tuesday the 24th with a 2 p.m. matinee for anyone looking for a Christmas Eve outing with the family.
It's really funny. It's completely original, and it's completely family friendly. So bring your kids of all ages. They'll love it.
Yeah, and two of the cast members will be on later, so we'll let them share more about the show. But tickets are selling in advance online at SheridanOperaHouse.com. And you may or may not see me at the door because I wear several hats.
That's right.
Also on Friday night is the winter edition of Mind Blown at Madeline kicks off. Ty Gallenbeck. We saw him at Magic on the Air. He
That's right.
truly blew my mind. I've never seen his shows before, but the name is very fitting.
Yes.
And that is on Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. both nights, and then a special 9 p.m. show on Saturday at the Hotel Madeline with weekend shows throughout the whole winter. Tickets available online at mindblownmadeline.com.
Yeah.
And they're limited tickets. It's
Yeah.
a small number of people, so if you're thinking about it, just go online and get your tickets now so you don't miss out on the fun.
You got to see him. He's an amazing magician. Thanks a lot to Ty for doing our Magic on the Air event for Telluride TV.
Yeah. Also, on Saturday night, if magic isn't your thing, go support the Palm Arts Dance program. It is the student dance program at our local school, and their winter production is of Wizard of Oz, and that's at the Palm Theater at 7 p.m., and it looks like it'll be a great time, and who doesn't love the Wizard of Oz?
Listen, we're off to see the Wizard. You should be off to see the Wizard.
Yes, on
Get some
Saturday
tickets.
night. And then looking into next week with Christmas midweek, again, the Cabaret closes up its run on Tuesday, Christmas Eve at 2 p.m., and then the Christmas Eve Torchlight Parade starts at 6:30, and Ski Patrol and other lucky folks from the Telluride ski area will be coming down Telluride Trail, for those who might not know that, into the Telluride side, and that starts at 6:30 p.m. And then on New Year's Eve, we'll sneak peek for down the road. They do it on both sides of the mountain. So next week, you'll be able to see it on both sides, but this coming week, it is just on the Telluride side.
That's right.
That's about it.
Go to Telluride and look up in the air.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You'll just see it right there.
If we wanted to not just catch you at the box office at
Yes.
the Holiday Cabaret, but
Yes.
instead maybe chat with you on the street or perhaps get your opinions on art and music and those kind of things, we could maybe read an article that you wrote. Where would that article
Yes,
be?
every week, the Warren Commission, the predecessor to this, in print, it's a column in the Watch newspaper. I feature local musicians, local events. This week, I'm featuring a local choreographer and actress that we all know and love, Catley Covert.
Catley Covert.
And that's in the Watch newspaper every week or online at TellurIDeNews.com.
Catherine Warren, thank you, as always, for your amazing Warren Commission.
Thank you, Colin, for having me.
All right, let's head over to the Wine Geek Food Freak. Mr. Patrick Legans whipped up a homemade tomato sauce and some zucchini there, and this is for our Magic on the Air event that took place last week. So thanks a lot, Patrick, for doing that for us, and let's head over.
Hi, I'm Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak. I just want to take a second of my time to tell y'all thank you for coming out and supporting Telluride TV. Tonight, I have a great little menu planned for y'all. We're gonna have a nice little zucchini parmesan with some beautiful pasta. I'm gonna show you how to make your own red sauce from scratch. Whenever making like an old school sauce or anything, I like to use my old school pot. It's just, it's where all the magic happens. Abracadabra. I always like to start, of course, with yellow onion. Now, when you're doing onions, you always want to cook on medium heat. So I'm gonna get my oil a little hot, and then I'm gonna slide it down to medium, and then I'm gonna add my onions, because I want to sweat them out. I want to leach all that flavor into the sauce. So I'm gonna add those guys there. I'm gonna stir them just to coat them a little bit with that olive oil. I'm just gonna sit tight and let this process happen, probably about 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to go ahead and break down my whole peeled tomatoes. I'm just gonna slow squeeze these guys at the start, just to make sure I don't squirt it all over the place. Oh yeah, this just feels right. See what I got there? I broke that down. Still got some chunks in there, but we're gonna take care of that later. All right, so now you can see that these guys are all starting to become a little translucent. We're gonna go ahead and take that crushed whole peeled tomato and we're gonna pour it in there. We need to add water to the sauce so we can allow the time to reduce it anyway. And we're gonna put about 1/3 of water to the ratio of the crushed tomato. Now, I'm gonna take that tomato paste. I'm gonna put that in there. Stir it up a little bit, just get it all integrated together. I'm gonna let it come to a slight boil, and then I'm gonna turn the heat down. And then we're gonna let that go for 45 minutes to an hour. I wanna add a little salt, I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper, and then we're gonna add some sugar. I'm gonna throw a little bit of basil in here. Oh gosh, this sauce is looking perfect to me. And then when we run this through a food mill, not only will it get all the basil and everything, but it's also gonna get, more importantly, all the seeds. Look at that. It's just a base sauce. Now, you've heard of eggplant parmesan. We're gonna do zucchini parmesan. I got just some vegetable oil because I'm gonna fry these twice. I'm just gonna cut the ends off here and then I'm gonna slice them lengthways. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fry my zucchini. One of the worst things you can do is put too many in the oil at a time and you will undermine the temperature that you had to begin with, okay? See that gold that's showing up right here? That's the color we're looking for. All right, so those first 4 are perfect. I'm gonna stick them right here, just let the oil get off of them. Now I'm gonna take my eggs. You know, they always say you beat eggs. Beat them like they stole your lunch money. I'm gonna take our zucchini, I'm gonna put it in our flour. I'm gonna coat them sufficiently. Take this little guy, put them right in that oil, okay? Usually about in this size pan, maybe 5 at a time is probably right. Now you wanna flip these, because the bottom side is the one that's getting cooked the most. So here, this little guy is perfect, look at that guy. Woo! Those look perfect to me. So I'm gonna turn my oil off, and then we can start our construction process. All right, so I've got the homemade tomato sauce heated up. Now I'm gonna take my zucchini, and I'm gonna start just laying them in there. So now that I have these heated up, take these out, then I'm gonna toss the sauce with some pasta. I'll take some of the zucchini, and I'll place a couple on each plate. I'll take a spoon of pasta, some Parmesan cheese, and I'll take some of that chiffonade basil and sprinkle right on top. And there you have it, zucchini parmesan, homemade tomato sauce, beautiful pasta. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you again for coming out and supporting Telluride TV. Remember, if you have a little bit of time, some good ingredients, and some care, you can eat like me, Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Yoga at Telluride TV. My name is Barbara and today we'll be looking at Utthita Parshva Konasana, extended side angle posture. So for this pose, you can use a block. I've got one ready and I'll show you the modifications for it. And you want to step your feet quite wide apart, slightly pigeon-toed, spread your arms as wide as you can. Turn the right foot to the right. If possible, the heels should be in one line. Then on your exhale, you're going to bend the right knee as much as possible. The left leg stays strong. So then if you'd like, you can use a block and place it to the outside of the right foot and place your right hand on top of it. You can stay here with your left hand in your hip crease, gaze towards the ceiling. You really want to lift your heart up and open. If you can extend your arm from a bent elbow with internal rotation, extend your arm up and then gaze towards your left palm. Hold the pose for about 5 breaths. And then let's call that 5. Inhale, come back up. Extend the right foot, turn it in, left side. Right foot turns out. Exhale, bend the left knee. This side I'm going to show you without the block. Come onto your fingertips or place the palm down. The left knee pushes ever so gently towards the left armpit. Again, open your heart towards the ceiling. If you can, extend your right arm straight up and breathe for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then inhale, come back up, and then step your feet together. Take an extra breath or 2. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. We'll see you soon.
In a strange land, caught up in this game plan, trying to find my way back to the train station. Looking outside, but it's not a place, man, it's a state of mind. Graceland. Heaven is here. When the mind is
The affordable housing challenge in a resort market like Telluride is you have a situation where you have very limited inventory. Then you have increasing price pressures, so most of your free market inventory ends up being gobbled up by third parties who can afford to pay a lot more than locals.
Without some outside force to counteract the free market, we would not have a community of locals.
Workforce housing is critical for our community in so many ways. I mean, in my view, you're not a real town if your teachers, your cops, your firefighters, your nurses can't live in the community.
I hear from the businesses all the time up here that it's very difficult to get people to move here, and if they do move here, just finding a place to stay.
It requires a desire of the community and the governments to show that you really believe in the folks that are here.
The San Miguel Regional Housing Authority is extremely important for our community in the sense that it's an economic development agent. What it does is it brings diverse sets of people to town and offers them a place to live and a foothold and a place to put roots down.
One of the major value adds of the San Miguel Regional Housing Authority is they're one of the earlier examples of our 3 governments and our communities working together.
The town recognized the problem back in the 80s and 90s. The town started doing something about it in the form of building about 150 apartments back in the late 90s at the Shandoka location. And then since then, the town has project by project added inventory so that today, in 2019, the town has approximately 380 units of affordable housing.
To date, here in Mountain Village, we have over 500 units of affordable housing, and it's a mix of rental and owner occupied, and that's something that we're very proud of.
Having an affordable home has taken the weight off our shoulders financially and given us security to create a community here in Telluride.
Without affordable housing, we wouldn't be here, and we just feel great peace about our future and a sense of security that we're lacking, and we love this home and we're so grateful
Our situation without our affordable home would be tough. I'm not so sure that we would have stayed, honestly, especially as you get a little older and start a family. You don't want to always be hopping around, and not a lot of choices if not for the RHA.
Our experience working with the Housing Authority was very straightforward. They were very accommodating to our specific situation and made this all possible.
I've had the opportunity to work with San Miguel Regional Housing Authority, and I think they do an excellent job, again, as an example of the governments working together to fund something on a critical issue and to helping the community.
To work with San Miguel Regional Housing Authority and be able to be homeowners in the community and feel like we have a stable environment where we have a neighborhood that kids can be in, that is huge for us.
I feel very fortunate that we get to stay in this community, and that's in large part due to the RHA and the foresight of a lot of people who have worked in the county and the town over the years to know this kind of housing would be needed to keep the community together.
I'd like to thank the Housing Authority because, you know, living in this region was always our dream, and thanks to them, it's a reality.
Thanks a lot to the San Miguel Regional Housing Authority. I am here with Ms. Steiny Garayas and Johnny Taylor from Telluride Theater's Holiday Cabaret. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hey.
It's a little weird. We saw each other like 6 hours ago.
We did.
Yeah.
We
so
did.
I'm going to pretend now, in this one, since you guys know about acting now, I'll pretend to be an interviewer, and you pretend, you know, that you just walked into the studio.
I'll pretend to be an elf. We can do
that. There you go.
Like this.
Yeah.
Jolly jingles.
And we'll get into that in a second,
Okay.
Stanya, because there's elves, there's some elfing to be done. But I wanted to ask each one of you, actually, you guys came to Telluride Theater at different times, so tell me a little bit about the first, story, your first introduction to Telluride Theater.
Johnny, go ahead.
Okay. Well, my history with Telluride Theater has been short. I got into it back at the beginning of the year, where I was given the chance to be a part of Since I Dreamed, which was like nothing I had ever worked on before.
Yeah.
It was, what was really cool about it is it was really out of my comfort zone artistically, which allowed me to grow a lot artistically. And then it was so cool being a part of that unique spectacle that was that show. It was really wild, but I had a great time. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad to be back doing more things with Telluride Theater.
We're glad to have you, Johnny. Go ahead.
Well, I actually had my first run with Telluride Theater in 2013, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's right.
Just part of the ensemble cast. Really fun, had a blast. But then we started business the next year here in town, and we had another baby since then. A lot of things took place, so I took a nice little break. And I came back and did Dude and Bro, Get Real, last winter.
You played like 6 characters.
Yeah, that was so much fun. That was a great time. And then I got to do Since I Dreamed with Johnny here. And I've done some Books Alive this summer. It's like it's just taken off. And I'm really excited that I get to have like this fun creative outlet. I've tapped into something that I've been missing in my life for a while.
Several members of your family are into theater.
That's right. That's right.
So they can't. You have a son. He's memorizing monologues. He can't complain because you also are memorizing monologues.
Exactly. It's a family affair for sure.
So the Holiday Cabaret, really fun, PG-13, fun for the whole family,
Yes.
which is not a normal Telluride Theater thing. Usually fun for the whole family, but not necessarily the kiddos. A
Right.
little bit dirtier. But this one, really good holiday fun, but a devised piece.
Yes.
So explain a little bit about the devising process. Like, how did we come up with this thing?
So that's what's really fun about it, I think. I'm sure you would agree, like the fact that the cast comes together and we all sit around, and Sasha, as the director, will give us some cues, and we get to just kind of run with these ideas and spitball some things, work together in small groups or with partners. And then you turn around, and between Sasha and even yourself, coming together and doing a little bit of tweaking on the ideas that we've put together. And it's great because you get to see a lot of your stuff that you just came up with on the cuff actually come to life on stage, which is really fun.
Yeah.
You've been in 2 of those.
Yeah.
You've only been in devised processes.
Yeah.
It's really difficult because you don't exactly know what the the end product is going to be.
No, I'm not used to structure at this point, which is kind of cool.
Apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. It's fun. Like the rehearsals are very exploratory in nature, which is a really fun challenge. It's like you really come in every day thinking on your feet, trying new things, messing up just about everything. And then from there, you just kind of put the pieces together and build up the show over time, and it changes and mutates and just sort of flows and progresses into something better day after day, which I think is a really cool process.
For sure.
So, Holiday Cabaret. We all have to play elves. The premise of the Holiday Cabaret is Santa goes away for the night, and that night the elves throw their Christmas party.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about each elf and what your elves and what they do.
So my elf is Jolly Ginger Joy, and she is a workshop stylist. So she's the brains behind the scene, basically, at the workshop. And it's just been really fun. She's very sophisticated and suave, and she kind of runs the show behind the scenes. And I get to play a couple other little fun tidbits in there as well. So it's nice to have this nice range of super silly and then kind of suave and sophisticated, and it comes together. It's a really fun family show. Lots of comedy, lots of great music.
You get to yell at people about their outfits.
Exactly.
It's great stuff.
And my elf is Figgy Pudding, who is the factory box line supervisor on the factory floor. He's very, very high energy, happy-go-lucky, which has been a really fun character to play. It's like I can fully embrace that elf energy, which has been really fun. And then, like Stanya, I play a few other characters throughout the show. But it's fun to get out and play these super high energy characters and really embrace the holiday spirit.
Yeah, it's silly, which is great. It's nice to just be able to be silly and kind of let loose on the stage and not have to necessarily stay in that box of any one thing. So that makes it fun.
It's kind of a variety show too.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
we have some dancing and music in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually singing.
Yeah,
we sing.
We sing, we dance, we act. We do it all in this show.
Yeah, see, there you go, guys. I mean, what else could you possibly be doing? So, sure, skiing is great and everything like that, but you ski once, you've done it before, all right? Come to the Holiday Cabaret.
Exactly.
It's the 20th to the 24th. It's at the Sheridan Opera House. All you have to do is go on SheridanOperaHouse.com to get tickets, and it probably will sell out, as most of our work does. So get in there early. And actually, on the 24th, we also have a matinee.
Oh, yeah, that's great. My whole family's coming up to celebrate. I think it's just great to be able to do that for Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and Stanya's whole family is coming, so you better
get
tickets
half the theater
now.
is sold.
Yeah, half the theater is sold out. Johnny and Stanya, thank you so much for being here with me on the couch. But moreover, thank you so much for being in the Holiday Cabaret with us. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Yes,
thank you so much. It's been fun.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
All right, let's head over and see some new episodes of Device Advice and Fuel Up.
Hi, my name is Gloria Chavita.
And I'm Hank.
And welcome to Device Advice, brought to you by Wilkinson Public Library. Today we're talking about Ancestry Library.
And Family Search.
Are you doing some genealogy research to create a family tree?
Do you know who your father is?
Are you doing this research? Then come by the library and check out Ancestry Library. You can access voter records, census records, military records. You can also receive tips and tricks from genealogist specialists. The database is only available in the library, but it is free to you.
Family Search is another free genealogy resource offered at the library, but you can actually use it on your home computer. It's run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which I'm told is a good thing. You can access millions of genealogy records, photos, and even build your own family tree. But you have to create a free account.
Come check out these free resources at the library.
Even if you know who your father is.
Thank you for tuning in to Device Advice, brought to you by Wilkinson Public Library.
Hi, I'm Becca.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are Team Fuel.
And this is Fuel Up. Today's segment is going to be a quick mobility-based warm-up, something designed to get you nice and warm and also open for the workout ahead. We're going to borrow a few things from yoga, some of which you may recognize. So our first exercise is something called a cat-cow. Becca's going to get into a tabletop position on all fours. This is a spinal movement, and we're focused on moving specifically through the thoracic spine, which is the mid-back. So she's going to exhale, round her spine, really trying to get movement into that spine, space between the vertebra, and then reverse as she inhales. And we're just going to repeat that sequence, and notice how her neck moves with her spine, keeping everything in alignment. I would say do this for about 30 seconds just to get your spine moving.
Wow, that feels really good.
I'm glad. So our next movement is going to be a side-lying spinal twist. So now this is, we just worked flexion and extension. We're going to work rotation at this point. So her top knee is bent, the other leg is straight out, and what she's going to do is maintain contact with the shoulder that's on the ground as she twists open using the arm as the hand opens up. There she goes. Thank you, Ralph. And she comes back. The focus here again is on the spine, not on the hips. So the hips stay locked in place as she moves her spine. For this exercise, 5 reps on each side, nice, slow, and controlled would be about perfect. Third move is another exercise we borrow from yoga called a runner's lunge. So Becca is going to take a staggered stance, both hands on the floor, and this is a nice stretch into her right hip as well as her left hip flexor. You're going to try to make that trailing leg as straight as possible. You might not be able to get it quite like she is, but as long as it's close, you're doing good. Now she's going to do another spinal twist, rotating with the right hand, opening up through the spine, and slowly coming back. 5 reps on each side would be perfect again for this exercise.
Ryan, if I can't keep my back leg strong and straight, would it be appropriate and still very effective if I drop my knee?
Yes, absolutely, it would still be effective. You're still getting the spinal rotation and plenty of stretch in that right hip. So our fourth and final exercise is something called an inchworm. So this exercise is great for the hamstrings and the calves. So Becca's standing with a shoulder width stance. Knees are soft just so they're not completely locked out. She's going to hinge at the hips until her hands meet the floor, and then walk her hands out to a push-up position. And from here, she's going to walk her feet back up into that pike position, and then slowly fold up, engaging the butt and hamstrings, so we're not just using our back. And I would say 5 to 6 of those walkouts is also about perfect.
All of that feels really good. Would I do this before my workout?
Yeah, that would be a great warm-up before a workout, but you could also serve as a cool down after a workout to help you flush some of that lactic acid and just enhance recovery.
Great, I think it's super effective.
Great.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Becca. And we'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Fuel Up.
Welcome back. I'm Peter Kenworthy. Thanks so much to our friends at Wilkinson Public Library for the device advice clip, and to our friends at Telluride Fuel, Becca and Ryan. And with me right now is Denise Mongan. Denise, thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome.
Happy holidays.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Likewise.
Denise is going to talk to us about Club Red. And Denise, you know, this time of year, we get a lot of people visiting who have never been here before, and even some folks that have come back but have never experienced Club Red. So I was going to see if you could just walk us back in time a little bit to explain how Club Red came to be, what it is, and what your involvement has been and is.
How Club Red came to be, what it is, and what my involvement is. Well, I've been involved with it since day one, since its concept. Mm-hmm. And the thought behind it was, you know, to bring music to the Mountain Village, more music to the Mountain Village. And this was in 2013. And the Mountain Village has, you know, certainly turned a corner in those 7 years, and was turning the corner prior to that, as we all know. But for people who have maybe not been here before, you know, it didn't have the soul and vibrancy it has now. All parties involved have worked very hard on that. I'm just one tiny little piece. So I was approached about being involved with that concept, and I remember well, we walked into the conference center, and that is a big room. You know, that's 1,000 people, and that's a tremendous amount of tickets to sell per show. And I had only ever been in the conference center twice prior to that, where the air wall was in, and it shrinks the venue. So I was asked if I'd like to book some shows up there, which of course I would. But I could see the enormity of the task. So I spoke about shrinking the room. And I wasn't the first person to think of that, but it was just like everything, it's timing. And I was supported. We all were kind of on the same page, so we went ahead with that concept, and that was in the summer of 2013. And so
let me just stop you one moment. So, and you were approached because you had a background in putting together music acts and booking music acts. Is that right?
Well, I have a background in music in Telluride. I have worked all the festivals, all the music festivals in Telluride since 1986. Right. And I'm a DJ on KOTO. And I had been involved in another venue in town, helping them secure talent. And so, like many people in town, I do know my music. So so that's why I was approached. And it was my lucky day. And so we moved forward with that. And by Christmas 2013, no, it was March 2014 we had our first show. March 2014.
What was that first show?
Blitzen Trapper.
Okay.
And they are, a quintessential original indie band from the Northwest. And I'm big fans. And I had booked them before, twice in Telluride. So it was Blitzen Trapper, Deer Tick, and Mattis Yahoo were our first three shows. And we had tremendous support. Okay, it was a big team between Telluride Ski and Golf and TMVOA and a tremendous amount of individuals. And then we just moved forward in scouting talent, which I've always been doing, and securing shows. And so that is coming up to 6-7 years now.
So in a typical season, how many acts do you look to book?
I don't know if I look to book quantity so much as the quality aspect. Who finally says, okay, we're going to be here on this date, and then you have to put all the pieces together. Is the band available? Am I available? Is the venue available? I mean, is it in season? Because it's not a 12-month a year economy here. So you've got 7 months, 8 months of the year where I would put on shows. So how many do I? So I don't know that I look to book a certain amount. I know I wouldn't look to book too much. So what is it usually? 6, 7, 8 in the winter, and a handful, 3 or 4 in the summer. I had 3 last summer. There's so much going on music-wise. And then, I started my business Beyond the Groove Music Productions. So Club Red is the venue. Beyond the Groove is my business. So I'm the promoter at Club Red. And then in the summer, Beyond the Groove also books a series of shows in the Mountain Village in the Reflection Plaza. So we do 10 to 13 shows there in the summer on Fridays. And that's an aside, but there's so much other music going on in the summer that I only do the right shows on the right nights.
And all those shows involve a whole lot of different moving parts. I mean, just the logistics, as you were sort of intimating, to get something to come together where the venue's available, the band is available, you're available, and then once you have those 3 key ingredients, there's still all these variables that kick in and can upset the apple cart, right?
Absolutely. So everything has to be in place to sell the tickets. And so, it's still a lot of tickets to sell.
Sure.
Since we started Club Red, over 25,000 people have walked through the door. So
on a good night, how many people were in that venue?
For Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real, which sold out 2 weeks in advance, which was a first. Yes, we had 700. For JJ Gray and Mo Fro, we had 600. Typically, 400 to 500 for a stand-up show.
Great. So tell me what we can look forward to for this holiday season, and then looking a little farther out into the winter season.
Into the winter season. On our first show is a seated acoustic show on December 30th with Grammy winner Sean Colvin, who loves to come to Telluride and plays a lot. So for those of us who are here, we're very familiar with her. But for people who are visiting, she did just get inducted into the Austin City Limits Hall of Fame with Lyle Lovett and Buddy Guy.
That's so cool.
She's, she's a top quality national touring act. I'm quite looking forward to that, and she's very easy to work with and very comfortable. She likes to ski.
She's been in here.
Yeah,
in her
so
ski clothes.
she's very comfortable here. And right after that, on Saturday the 4th, just toward the end of the holiday season, we have the Motet, who have become our house funk band. They've been with Club Red since day one, and they've been in Telluride with Telluride for many, many years. So I'm pleased to be bringing them back. They're skiers, they're Colorado, and they love to come here. And Club Red has a nice big stage, you know. It's actually, it's a pop-up club in the conference center. It has its sign out on the road on Mountain Village Boulevard, which is the door we use. And it's actually a great venue for, load in is easy.
There's that aspect of this. It's really secure in there.
Yeah.
It's really comfortable. It's intimate. Yeah.
It is intimate, and the bands all like it. You know, the load in is easy. The we have a great sound system now.
System is fantastic.
You know, Telluride Ski and Golf purchased that sound system since we started Club Red, which thank you very much. So that's what we have on January 4th. January 18th, which is the Saturday of Martin Luther King weekend, we do have a big act that just confirmed yesterday. Then Sunday, February 9th, we have Samantha Fish. And she's a local favorite and certainly an emerging young blues guitarist. And that will do very well. I've sold a lot of tickets for that. President's Weekend, Carl Denson's Tiny Universe is coming back for 2 nights. And he loves to come to Telluride and ski and all of that. And then we have 2 shows toward the end of March. Thursday, March 12th, we have Conbrio, and they're an emerging band who I really support. I know that they have a very bright future, and that I like to do that, which you know, again, that's all timing. Like you can bring acts before anyone knows them and nobody comes see them, and then after this has happened to me, then after they become a more of a household name, people will approach me and say, "Why don't you bring them to Club Red?" I brought them twice, and you were one of the 65 people who showed up. So there's that, but that's how Conbrio are. He's very, very, very entertaining. You know, he's a great singer, dancer. And then currently our last show of the season is on Saturday, March 21st, and that is an Anders Osborne, Jackie Green acoustic. And we produced them before, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago in January, and we saw that particular show start because I had just had Jackie Green booked, and then it changed into this Jackie and Anders show, and it was only the second time they had performed together in that format. And somebody said to me afterwards that it was like watching a little bromance. I mean, they were having such a good time. And then they went on to do that tour together the following fall. And now they're back again on the run. So I'm really, really, really happy about that. I'm a big fan of both those artists. So that's what we have for the winter. I think it's just the right amount. The tickets are available at clubredtelluride.com. Our website has videos to all the artists and links and information, and I'm pleased with the lineup.
Well, you should be. It's a great lineup.
Thank you.
And I'm very pleased that you were able to find time to come in and talk to us. I wish you a very, very happy holiday season.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to catching up with you during the winter sometime.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Right,
Thank you
very much, my dear.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wonderful to be with you.
Okay.
Denise is a great example of someone who actively collaborates with and supports the community. Telluride TV is a local public access channel that also relies on community collaboration and support. We'd like to give a big shout out to some of our most generous supporters: the town of Mountain Village, the town of Telluride through CASE, and the Telluride Ski and Golf Company. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it. Now, let's go over to Free Enterprise with Zoe Donnell.
Thank you. And this is Free Enterprise, where we have local businesses enter into the studio and win a prize. Today I have Brittany Clark with Ryder Walker. Really excited to have you on, Brittany. Thank you. So we're going to start off first of how did you get involved with Ryder Walker? What's your story?
My story of joining Ryder Walker was a few years ago in 2016. A friend of mine was working for them, and they started getting busier and busier, just needed some extra help in the office, and she asked if I wanted a little bit of a part-time gig just helping out. So I said yes, of course, and that led to a full-time job, and I've been there ever since.
Great. So what is your role with Ryder Walker?
I'm the managing director, so I kind of manage the office operations.
Great.
Yeah.
And what exactly is Ryder Walker?
Ryder Walker is an adventure travel company, so we sell self-guided hiking, guided hiking, and private guided hiking tours. Mostly Europe is kind of where it started. We're starting to branch out to some other countries, but yeah, all hiking all the time.
So why Telluride? How did it get its start in Telluride?
This is where Peter wants to live, so this is why our company's in Telluride. Peter Walker's the owner.
Yes.
Yep.
And that makes perfect sense. I mean, it is a mountaineering kind of tour, and what better place if that's your passion to live than Telluride.
And he loves practicing what we preach and encourages us to hike and ski and get out of the office, so that's great.
And have you ever done one of these trips? Can you tell us what the experience is like?
Yeah, absolutely. I get to go on a trip once a year. Our guides are traveling all season long, but the office staff goes once a year. My most recent trip was in Morocco, which was really unique compared to a lot of our European trips, so that was really exciting and got to hike in the Atlas Mountains. But I've been hiking in Switzerland and Italy and Croatia, and so get up and hike every day and then stay at a great hotel and eat awesome food.
So what separates Ryder Walker from other tour companies?
Yeah, so kind of what I just said. Our sort of mission is to have challenging hiking trips, if you want challenging hiking, but also really great hotels. Peter's been in the business doing this for over 30 years, so we have great relationships with family-run businesses and hotels and even taxi drivers and restaurants.
Sure.
And so those connections and
get that insider experience.
Yeah, and we do like to send our guests to luxurious hotels, so that's kind of kicks it up a notch.
So you get the best of both worlds, like the outdoors, but when you needed a break, you get the
and
best of the best.
And a massage and a great dinner and a bottle of wine.
And you get to do this every year, go on one of these trips.
Go once a year.
Man, I gotta start rethinking.
I'm pretty lucky.
Rethinking my job. No, just joking. So what does Ryder Walker have in store? Are there future plans? You said you were gonna branch out. Where are you thinking of branching out? And
so this past year, over the last couple years, we've been branching out a little bit more into kind of Eastern European, Mediterranean countries. Romania is one of our newest trips, so you get to go visit Dracula's castle and cool stuff like that. And Slovakia is another one kind of in that region that's newer. We also have a new trip in Portugal, and the Pyrenees and Spain and France, and and we have a few trips in Asia. They're a lot more challenging. Those are a little more rare, but most of our clients are going to Switzerland and Italy and Austria.
Sure, the classics.
Yeah, but we're always looking for something new.
How many trips do you have in your portfolio, would you say?
Oh gosh, probably between 40 and 50, I would say.
Okay, so a good amount.
Yeah,
if someone wanted to look at more details for these trips, where would you send them?
Yeah, best place to go is ryderwalker.com. RYDER walker.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's great. Well, thanks, Brittany. Any other parting words before I let you go?
I don't think so. Come hike with us.
Yeah.
It's a really great experience.
Gosh, I'm going to have to go check those out. Well, of course, I said you would come on for free, and get a prize, Enterprise. So today's prize is a lovely Telluride TV mug.
Very cool.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So now you can sport it, and everyone can be jealous. We really appreciate you coming on, and that's it for today. So thanks again.
It's not too late to book your session to film your very own holiday GIF. You can email tim@tellyourIDTV.org to schedule your holiday session today. But Almost Live is
almost over. But if you missed part of the show, never fear. You can see it morning, noon, and night on Telluride's channel 1304.
Or you can find us streaming live online at TellurideTV.org. Find on-demand footage there as well. Or check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Telluride TV anytime.
Check us out online to see all that theater, live music, fashion shows, Mountain Film and Telluride Film Festival interviews, and so much more.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next week.
So hard, but on my mind it's a love so sweet. So many arms are staring me right in my eyes. Temptation's talking, but it can't persuade my pride. Just because I'm in the pain, it don't mean that I'm a cheat. I'm a prince, I stand by your side with dignity. So that's how I get paid. I'll be on my way. Sweet love, I can't wait for your sweet love to rain. I need. You're my mother nature. You're the very air I breathe, baby. So as I get paid, baby, I'll be on my way. Sweet love, I can't wait for your sweet love to rise. You're the one I adore. Why sweat on my baby? And I heard the sweet rays it burn. So can you be so good, I gotta say, whoa.